Good afternoon, everyone. So before we start, have you already downloaded the slides to fill your answers? Yeah, we are still waiting for some other participants, but we are excited to meet you all. So hopefully most of you have already taken our 5 Shades of Life Career Assessment on our website, and you now understand what are the 5 factors that we consider when choosing a career. And we are going to talk a little bit more deeply today, and there will be thought-provoking exercise that is not going to be hard, but it's going to be self-reflective. And we need you guys to fill in the slides that we already posted for download. So I think it's about time. So let's begin the sessions. So welcome everyone to Career Design for Tech Careers by CareerVisa Thailand. And in this session, I have already seen your target careers, which the first one is data analyst and data scientist. The second one is the programmer, like software developer. The third one is business analyst. And others are like engineers, startup founders, consultants, business owners, and researchers. The rest are like scattered around finance and university lecturer and teachers in school. So I think we're on the same page here. And so I'll introduce myself first. Why am I giving you guys the guidelines about career design today? So I'm a co-founder of CareerVisa and CareerVisa Digital. And I graduated from Kellogg School of Management for my MBA, and my background was in finance. And I worked for PTT Group, which is the largest energy conglomerate in Thailand, and I have been stationed in Lao PDR in the Philippines and in Singapore before. And now I am also a lecturer at EBA Chulalongkorn is like one of the leading universities in Thailand, and I've been teaching this career design curriculum for 4 years already, and it's an elective courses which students can complete within 30 hours. But you guys are so smart already, so you can understand it in just 2 hours. And please meet Pat.
Hi, so my name is Pat. So I graduated from Stanford, and currently I am a CTO at CareerVisa and also a project manager at Central Group. Everyone.
Okay, so about CareerVisa, you might still wonder what is CareerVisa. So CareerVisa is the first online to offline career counseling platform that help career seekers, meaning young generations from students, university students to young professionals to find a career path and get into that right career. And we have more than 5 years of work experience. We have been helping more than 16,000 graduates to discover their right career and connect them with more than 50 leading companies throughout several formats like Career Ready Bootcamp, which is a one-day activity that students can come to listen to successful professionals and talk to our career coaches who have already been working in the industry for 3 to 5 years or more. And so they can ask any questions. We use career coaches from offline to online. So we have our own CareerVisa application on mobile that students can talk to career coaches one-on-one on demand. So the conversation is private. You can ask any questions, and we also have career assessment that some of you guys have already finished on mobile application as well. Moreover, we also have career library that people can explore other careers in video clip format, but it's in Thai in our YouTube channel or in our application. And we have experience with more than 50 employers and 20 universities nationwide. We also have some students from Columbia universities, from New York universities as well, but most of them are still Thai. So what about career design? What is career design? Career design is the curriculum that we invented, but it's not coming from like the thin air. So we use 3 books, like What Color is Your Parachute, which is the Bible for career switcher, combining with Designing Your Life, that is written by professors of Stanford University, and From Values to Action, which is written by Harry Kramer, which is who was my professor at Kellogg School of Management, who teaches the self-reflection and how to think about your personal core values and how it translates into behavior and translates into your career. So we combine these 3 Bibles together, and we tested with 7 universities in Thailand. And we also, so we came up with these 5 shades of life. What are the 5 shades of life? The first one is skills and interests. The second one is personality and people that you want to work with. Third one is working conditions. The fourth shade is lifestyle, and the fifth one is personal core values. So lifestyles is actually the lifestyle that you desire, and we compare it with the welfare, perks, and benefits of the organization or of the functions that you want to enter in general. So this curriculum has been taught as elective in GSSE Thammasat University, which is also another leading university in Thailand, and I'm teaching at EBA Chula, which is the Economics Bachelor's of Art for 4 years already. So this curriculum has been proven to a certain extent, and hopefully you find this session useful. So it's like startup way. So there will be a reiteration. So this picture is to portray that you can select 3 target careers first, and then narrow down to just one career, like with this 5 shades of life. Use 5 shades of life to narrow down from 3 to 1 career, and then you do this career prototype, and you find it enjoyable or not enjoyable. Once, if you think that it's not enjoyable, you can reiterate. You can go back to other careers, like career number 1 or career number 2, in order to trial again. And this is what the career design looks like in an elective that I'm teaching. But today we have limited time, so we are not going to do career prototype. But of course, we are going to analyze the career based on your 5 shades of life. And the quality of output depends also on your side, that you think about yourself and you concentrate on the exercise. So there will be 4 milestones today. The first one is self-discovery. So we will go from self-discovery, career exploration, career decision, and career plan. So stay with us. first one, self-discovery. Because in order to know which career is right for you, first of all, you need to know who you are, right? So we are going to begin with an easy exercise, the definition of your right career. The definition of your right career can actually be something like the career that is high paid, or the career that helps me travel around the world, or the career that allows me to go and visit my parents monthly, or the careers that I will have steep learning curve. Anything, just anything. Brainstorm with yourself and write down. I mean, type in the slides that you have already downloaded. So describe your career. I'll give you 4 minutes. And for the ones that have already finished, please share it with us in Q&A so that I can understand you better. And it will not be just one-way communication. Start now. Please share your answer in Q&A as well. Thank you. Okay, time's up. The only answer that I got from Q&A is high paying and doesn't feel burning like a hobby. Okay, the second one, peaceful, full of coding related job, but peaceful, like please don't disturb me, something like that maybe. Um, okay. Pat, are you with us? Can you share with us some of your right career definitions? I think you can turn off your virtual background. It looks scary. Hello. Hi, Pat. Okay. Seems like her internet is off a little bit. So normally we will. Okay. The third one that I got is work is challenging and interesting enough to be fulfilling and learn new things. Of course. Very nice answer. So eventually, from the experience that I have already been teaching and from your answers, 80% of the answers falls into these 5 shades. For example, learning new things can be your core values of like self-development, and high paying maybe to help on your desired lifestyles, and not burdening, maybe like not like 100 hours per week like Elon Musk does. So it's about working conditions, and a lot of people resign because of their boss or their colleagues. That's like shade number 2, personality and people to work with. And lots of coding, meaning that you want to use your skills. That's the first shade. Shade 1, skills and interests. So there are 5 shades of life that we are exploring, and skills and interests, personality and people to work with, working conditions, lifestyle, and personal core values. So let's start. Let's take a look at your back. You know that everyone has already been in this on this earth for at least 22 years old, right? Um, until like 50s, 60s, you're still working. So what is in your bag? You must have already collecting some items. There are some assets. There are some skills. There are some interests. What shapes you, who you are? So we are going to explore this. First of all, we are going to talk about your interest, like topic of interest. What do I enjoy doing? What are my favorite subjects? What topics that I can talk about for hours without getting bored, for example. So these are the things that we want you to explore and write down, type down in your handout. And hello, Pat, are you here?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, could you please share your interest?
Yeah, sure. So for my interest, I would like enjoy go over like data science blog, like for example, Medium to a data science blog, and like go over Kaggle.com to see the competition that in the data set that I'm probably passionate about or curious about, and probably try to do the competition and probably explore the data set and like seeing new techniques and fun stuff in the website, and also exploring new restaurant and traveling abroad.
Yeah, actually, like the exploring new restaurants and traveling abroad are like the same with me. So you can talk about something very technical like Pat did, or you can talk about something fun and like K-pop series, whatever, anything that is in your interest. It can be like new gadget, it can be like digital currency, or it can be whatever, traveling, anything. Um, please list at as many as possible, like as many as possible within 5 minutes. And same, please share with me, share with us in Q&A. Thank you. Let's start. please share some of your answers in Q&A so that I can understand you more.
You can unmute your microphone.
Okay, sorry. I enjoy watching anime, playing video games, viewing memes, code for fun, crafting stuff, and checking modern out Japanese style drawing. My favorite subjects are anything related to programming and science. I can talk about making my own personal computer related projects with my friends without getting bored. This is very nice because you have listed so many interests of yours, and it's going to be easier when we are entering the next exercise because we are going to use this one as a foundation of your career as well. Yeah, please share with me your answers if you have some more. And the next exercise, of course, we talk about interest already. And we have already mentioned that the first stage involves skills and interest. So the next one is easy. It's going to be skills, right? So skills include your the things that you enjoy doing and the thing that you're good at and what others ask you to do, what others ask you to help on anything, right? Pat, can you share your example?
Yeah, so as a data scientist, you can be good at like Python programming and like math, such as linear algebra and statistics, and a little bit of database and SQL, and also machine learning and deep learning.
Yeah, so for example, like Pat has already shared with you, Python, she has already like specified some subtopics as well. That would be great if you can think about it in specific terms, not just some like vague terms. For example, like coding, that's like too vague. And this is an example from a business analyst. So there are skills that business analyst needs, like writing documentations, for example, requirements of customers to communicate with tech team that is going to be very detailed or very high level for CEO. The second one is requirement is elicitation, like extracting information from stakeholders in order to understand what are the requirements that is hidden in customers' demand and like what do they really want. The third one is problem solving, like define real problems, which is actually harder than providing solutions after you have already decided which problems are you solving. The fourth one is visualization, that is communicating using pictures and diagrams. And the fourth one is communications, both in terms of like speaking, writing, or using anything to represent what you are trying to convey, the information you are trying to convey. But these skills are based on the career. What I ask you to do here is to list the skills that you have. It can be cooking as well, but like please be specific as much as possible. For example, cooking Thai food, cooking Japanese food, cooking, whatever. Or if you say reading, that is a little bit too vague. Reading fiction, like reading fast, or summarizing very well, or you can say public speaking, you can say surfing, you can say skiing, anything that you're good at, or you have already taught others how to do it, or you are still developing this thing and you enjoy doing it. So I'll give you 5 minutes, and please share your answer in Q&A so that we can understand each other more. Let's begin. it would be great if you guys could share your answers in Q&A. Okay, time's up. Thank you for sharing. So I only know one thing that I'm good at and enjoy doing, that is coding. I can adapt to any programming language as long as I'm given enough time to learn its syntax. Wow, that's great. And some people seek me to help them with their programming problems, especially when they encounter an error or don't know how to make their codes work. You are a very talented programmer. Thank you for sharing. This is great. And it would be better if you can give some examples of programming language as well. Not necessarily in Q&A, but in your own handout. So it can be, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I think programming language can gear towards several directions of careers. For example, like HTML and CSS might be for front-end developers, and Ruby or Python can be for back-end developers, and Python can be for data scientists as well. So specify programming language that you are happy coding or you think you are best at would be better than just saying coding. Yeah, just want you guys to specify what you're good at, what your interests are, in order to come up with the right career that best illustrate your skills and interests. Okay, so do you think you should do something that you're good at, or do you think you should work on a career that you love? Is it like passion, like, oh, I'm so passionate in being a chef, so I should learn to be a chef, but actually right now I don't cook at home. I don't have much skills, but I love exploring. Or do you think you should do something that you're good at without like feeling love? So let me share some of my story. So I have been studying finance. Like I had been studying finance for 4 years during my college, and I was good at finance because like I have high GPA. I won competitions like national competitions, but I do not feel like I enjoy crunching numbers. I don't feel like I enjoy creating financial model and using Excel and stuff at all. So when I first enter PTT, they asked me to do finance, of course, because of my background. And that's the reason why they chose me as the scholarship employee, because I was good at finance. But turns out that I found out 2 months later that I don't enjoy working in finance at all. Actually, I have already made an assumption since I had an internship in my 3rd year already, but yeah, still PTT forced me kind of to do something that I was good at. But eventually I moved to marketing. I enjoyed more, but turns out that I feel like there's something missing in between finance and marketing. So I moved to business development, which actually combines finance and marketing. So I was still crunching numbers for a financial model for the big projects, but I still need to understand the business aspects of it. And I need to negotiate with partners. And I also need to coordinate with the legal advisors in order to convey the requirements of our business and make sure that the contract that we sign protects our benefits. So I get to combine many skills and interests together. I think that was like the best part of my corporate life. But what do you think? Do you think you should pursue your passion, or do you think you should do something that you're good at? Can you share with me in Q&A, please? Okay, some other answers. I'll just read it now. I do enjoy learning, especially programming. I'm good at critical thinking and leadership. They usually ask me about coding. Yep, you're great at coding. You are in the right place. I am good at presenting ideas in a visually appealing way. People come to me to help them with improving data analysis or design. Sounds great. Seems like you are going to be a very good business analyst if you wish. Okay, do something you're good at but don't hate. Interesting answer. Yeah, like if you hate it, then you're not going to be happy about it. But if you're not good at it, then you probably suffer as well, right? Okay, so let me share with you this theory. So the passion, like if you enjoy doing it very much, it's going to be like in the upper quadrant, upper left quadrant, which is the motivating skills. And if you prefer not to use, it's going to be like either burnout skills or unimportant skills, depending on your capacity. So for me, my finance, I think I was highly proficient in finance, but my passion is very low, like prefer not to use. So it became unimportant skills. What, you know, it's like 4 years of my life studying finance and it became unimportant skills. And if it's something that you're good at and you don't hate, so probably it's in between ready to be developed and unimportant skills. So it can be ready to be developed skills if you find something interesting about that thing already. Sometimes you study something with a lecturer that you couldn't understand what they are saying. That could make coding difficult, right? But if you study something that is actually very difficult, but somebody who taught it very well makes you understand or makes you feel fun studying, it can change to be motivating skills. So it depends, right? But this is just one example of how to think about either love or good at if you have this confusion. But if you don't, then just stick to your skills and interests. Now we are going to make use of something that you have already brainstormed yourself. Let's come to the second milestones. The second milestones that we have reached is career exploration. So you have already written down skills and interests of yourself, right? Hopefully you have already finished. But this one, I don't want you to write in your, I don't want you to type in your slides, but please type your answer in Q&A. Please, everyone here, please type your answer. What do you think coding and love socializing can be translated into a career? Like any career that needs coding and somebody who can socialize. Please share with me. Like, don't make me the only one talking and sharing. Thank you. Let's begin. Type now. There's no wrong answer. Please share with me your thoughts. Come on. I've got 2 answers only. Okay, time's up. Let me share with you the answers that I've got here. So the first one is coding bootcamp conductor or trainer. Yeah, definitely. I have seen a lot of people who are very good at coding and also very good at public speaking. Contradicts to like the previously believed that somebody who code doesn't want to talk to people, but I've seen a lot who are very good at explaining things, even though they are like very eager to code as well. So like they have both like engineering side and they have socializing side as well. And the second one is project manager. Yeah, project manager or project owner. I think it is very important that you can communicate and you have to coordinate with other people like customers who don't know how tech works. You have to communicate with like other stakeholders like CEO, and you have to communicate with the tech team as well. You have to manage the timeline and manage the budget. So you have to understand people as well as understand coding. And the third one, Actually, when you code a lot, you just forget time and socializing. Um, when you have, like when the code have some bugs, it's quite stressful, but so challenging. And I always have the balance between them. It's great that you have balance between them because I think it's quite rare, like to have both sides, and you can utilize both very well. The fourth one is startup CEO. Yeah, I can see a lot of tech startup CEO. They are very good at coding, but they don't code themselves. They do more networking and like selling their products um, to customers or to investors, which is very good because they know technical side. They can manage software engineers very well, and they can even project like how many days it would take for some features or for some products to be launched, and they can actually help CTO or help software developer fix some problems along the way as well. So these are the answers that I've got. But I would like to add that it might be a UX designer because UX designer needs to empathize people, need to understand the users so that they can design the product that has a very good usability, right? Um, for like coding language, it might not require that the UX designer must be able to code because they can design the wireframe and then share with the tech team and communicate with the tech team that this wireframe needs to have this and that. And then the tech team, the software developer can code themselves. But a very good UX designer needs to know basic coding in order to understand the tech team, in order to understand how complicated the design is. So coding and socializing may turns out to be startup CEOs, project manager, project owner, or UX designer, or coding bootcamp instructor or trainer as well. So there are um, a lot of careers that coming out of these two combinations. Let's brainstorm in one more. Please be like, I don't want you to think about right or wrong. Please open a little bit more and share with me. Like everyone, please, this one, please just type one career that you think can come out of content creation and environment. There's no right or wrong answer. Yeah, please begin. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Okay. So I've got two answers. The first one is entrepreneur. It would be great if you can give me some explanation what kind of entrepreneurs and how would they combine like content creation with the environment. The second one is a YouTuber. A YouTuber is what I can think of. So maybe a blogger, like YouTuber who can help ask people to take into consideration the environment before using plastic or anything, like an activist or an NGO who needs to PR about the campaign that save environment. There are also some other careers as well, but it would be best if you explore and try to answer without feeling that it's going to be right or wrong. So, okay, new answer, photographer of environment. Yeah, that would be great as well because people can see the environment that is very nice looking, scenic, breathtaking views, and they might want to save environment. And on the other hand, they can photograph the ocean that is full of plastic and straws so that people avoid using plastic to save the environment. And before you go to your own skills and interests and combine into careers, I want you to understand how this works. So the exercise is going to be about combining any of your interests and any of your skills. If you can combine two interests with one skills, or two skills with one interest, or multiple skills with multiple interests, and come up with careers, that would be great. And that career doesn't have to be existed right now. I mean, it can be the career of the future that you can think about, or you can create your own career. But these are the basics that I want to give an example. Like everyone knows barista, right? The barista that create latte art. So the barista combine the artistic skills with the love of coffee. So this is the first example. And the second example, like my skills that has already become an important skills because I don't like using it. The financial modeling can be combined with the interest in startup world, startup ecosystem, and the job that I might have if I do not work as a co-founder of CareerVisa might be a venture capitalist, that is to analyze startups, whether these startups are going to succeed or fail, and whether we want to invest in such startup. That would be the career combining financial modeling and startup. The next one, if you like to watch movies and you are very good at critiquing, like you're very good at analytical skills, you might want to be a movie reviewer, right? As you can see, like Rotten Tomatoes, this movie should get 9 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 because of the like techniques, the cast, or anything about the movies. Like you can divide it into pieces and analyze each piece to see if this movie is worth going or not. And about tech career, it can be like your skills in Python plus the eager to forecast the future with data might bring you to become machine learning engineer, like working a lot with data and cleaning data, write some Pythons to understand like what data could tell you. Or the data analyst can combine data visualization, that is communicating with diagrams and some other pictures, icons, plus the business. So data analysts must understand the business side, like know what questions to ask, know what assumptions to set, hypothesis to set, and then dig into the data to see if data can confirm or deny the hypothesis. And it would be best if you can communicate your finding from data with other people as well, especially with somebody who doesn't have much background in data or much time to look at it. For example, like CEO or people who are executives. So data analysts should be good at visualizing data, and it would be best to combine with the right questions to ask that is coming from business requirements. And the last one, if you're good at CSS, JavaScript, and you love hearing people, you love talking to people deeply, understand what they want, what their concerns are, then you might be a good UX UI designer or front-end developer. So let's go back to your skills and interests that you have already typed down in your handout, and brainstorm with yourself, think a lot, and don't think about right or wrong. It doesn't have to be straight line. It can be a little bit out of the questions. It can be a little bit like, oh, I'm not sure if this career combines these two, but write as many as possible. Yeah, it would be great if each of you can write more than 10 careers combining your skills and interests. It can be repeated as well, like skill 1 and interest 1, skill 2 and interest 1, something like that. Yeah, I'll give you 4 minutes. Please write in your own handout and share in Q&A as well, so we can understand you more and we can talk a little bit about your example too. Thanks. Let's begin. please share some of your answers in Q&A. Okay, time's up. So the answer that I've got, gaming plus Java. The career is game developer. That's great. And the second one, science plus Java or Python or C++ equals to science-related app developer. Nice work. Thanks for sharing. And another one, programming, artificial intelligence, and data analytics turns out to be which career? Please help answer. Programming, artificial intelligence, and data analytics, maybe data scientist, right? Pat, are you here?
Yeah.
Programming, artificial intelligence, and data analytics could turn into which careers?
Yeah, probably data scientist.
Are there some other possibilities?
Hmm.
Or let's say data scientist for now.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing your answer. So you now know what are the possibilities, like what are possible careers if you combine your skills and interests. We have already finished 2 milestones and we are like a little bit more than our halfway from timing perspective. So let's get to the third one. I'm excited. I hope you are excited too. So the third milestone will be making a career decision. This one is very important because we are going to talk about how to make a decision, how to make a career decision, because you guys are very good in multiple ways. Like you have so many skills, you have several like wide range of um, topics of interest. So it's going to be very hard to choose which one is the best. So we're going to talk about values. I have already met some of my friends and some candidates who apply for CareerVisa. Like they came to me and say that they are working right now in a very good company, but they're not fulfilling. And turns out that there are some patterns in not being fulfilling. So a few of them don't know what they are working for, like they don't know the purpose of this job. A few of them feels like it contradicts to their to something that they care about, which one of them said that they're working for rich people to make them richer without like helping others, helping people, poor people to get a higher quality of life. So I talked to her that so her personal core values is probably better making an impact to poor people's life, and then she didn't work in the way that she could create as much impact as she wished, and that's like her personal core values contradict with her current job, and that is the reason why she burns out. And that's the reason why I want you to think about your own personal core values in this exercise in order to consider your job based on skills, interests, and personal core values as well, so that you will not like work as a robot, like without a heart. You will feel fulfilled when you are doing something that you're good at and you don't hate it. So let me give you examples of common core values, some things that you cannot live without. For example, recognition. Somebody wants people to recognize their job, which is normal. It can be like internally, like in the team that recognize that this is my sweat and tears that create this platform, for example. Or somebody might need external people, like general public, to know this as well. That is to be famous, to have the fame. But many students that I met, they don't care much about fame or recognition, but they care about wealth. Like they want to be very comfortable, living the desired lifestyles. That is not wrong. I mean, but you have to know yourself. You have to know that, okay, my value is wealth. So I might be able to sacrifice work-life balance in order to get more wealth, for example. That might be something that fulfill yourself. And on the contrary, I met a few students saying that they need time for family. They need time that they can spend with their family. So some of the highly demanding jobs like management consultant may not suit them because these type of careers always require you to travel and require you to station at client site. Sometimes it's at some other countries that is not your home countries, and it's harder for you to spend time with your parents. You need to know yourself. You need to know whether you want to sacrifice time with family for wealth, or you want to sacrifice wealth and fame for time for family. Or somebody might want to travel a lot, like traveling for leisure. So anything, any job that prevents me from being a digital nomad, don't talk about it. I'm not going to do that. That is fine as well, as long as you know what are the things that you cannot live without. Now, let's have Pat share her values in careers. What are the things that you cannot work without?
Okay, so from me, my career values are first to solve specific problems. So for example, to develop model to predict future customer churn. And the second value is opportunity to invent new things. So for example, to create customer service chatbot for the company. And the third one is steep learning curve in both business application and data science techniques. The fourth one is tangible achievement. So for example, the percentage reduction in customer churn. And the last one would be monetary value. For example, like high salary for me.
Okay, thank you. So for you guys, it can be personal values, it can be work values, it can be anything that you find important for you, not for society, not what others think. Please take time to reflect upon yourself, what you really want. And you cannot get every single thing you want in life, right? And that is the reason why I do not want you to write as many as possible here. Do not write as many as possible, but write only top 5 values. Like in your slides, in the handout that you have already downloaded earlier, or in your notebook, anything, please write top 5 values only. The clearer, the better. Like Pat's example, like she mentioned, she has explanation in each value. So please think about it thoroughly and share some of your answers in Q&A so that we can talk about it. We can understand you more. Okay, let's begin. So for those who couldn't come up with the values, in the file that I let you download earlier, that is the handout, there are lists of values as well. Yeah, you can take a look at the slides and pick some, and then create your own definition and share with me in Q&A. Looking forward to reading you all. Okay, time's up. Yeah, I've got some answers here. This one is very good because they come with explanations. New challenges, because challenge make us much more stronger. The second one is problem solving, because programmer needs to be a good problem solver. The third one is me time. Working hard is okay, but I need time to balance and like pampering myself. Yep, that's good. New knowledge. Surely you will love, I would love to learn new things. Nice. Office atmosphere, because more positivity makes our spirit much more happier, and forget to go home. You will forget your me time if the office is nice then. So yeah, thank you for sharing. And the second one, there are 5 values. The first one is experience. The second one is joy in working with others. So like if you meet somebody who you feel happy to work with, to happy to spend time with, then that's going to be fulfilling already, right? The third one is reasonable resting times. Yeah, so like work-life balance, me time. And the third one is, or the fourth one is achievements, of course. Yeah, you want to see like what you can achieve, right? Not just like doing day-to-day tasks and not knowing what does it mean to the company or to the country. And the fifth one is wealth. Okay, you need to make a living. That is very common. And thank you for sharing. So once you have already understand what is truly important to you, then you should consider it when you choose a job as well. Now, let's combine them all together, because you have already listed out some of the careers that came from combination of your interests and skills, and you have already got 5 values. Now put it in this table so you can allocate the scores between careers and core values. These are examples. So if you have like careers are counselors, science teacher, insurance sales, content creator, or brownie sellers, like put careers on like top of each column on the right side, and put your values in the same column on the left side. So write down 5 values in the first column, and write down your 5 careers in the first row, the second row on the right side, like it is illustrated like on the screen. So please write down yours. After that, please also please also put in the scores. So let me explain about the scores first before I let you fill in the values, careers, and scores. So the scores will be ranged from -1 to 3. So -1 meaning that you think that this career will not be able to provide you the core values that you want, for sure. For example, like insurance sales, in this example, will not give you work-life balance, will not give you the location that you want, because the sales must be traveling everywhere in the nation, for example. Or if it's 3, for example, counselor will give you the knowledge that you need, that you want, and new knowledge all the time. So you give it 3. Now I want you to focus on yours. I'll give you 4 minutes to list your career and values and put in the scores as well. If it's very congruent, then that's 3. If it's like, if you are for sure, you know that it contradicts to your value, give it -1. If you're not sure, then 0. You can put the scores that you feel best represent your feeling, your perception between the careers and your core values right now. I'll give you 4 minutes. Let's begin. Oh. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Hello? Yep. If you still cannot finish it, you will have time in like the next section to think a little bit more about it. Okay, so thank you for an answer in Q&A. Game developer, compare with the value. So the experience 3, game developer comparing with the value of joy in working with others 3, game developer in terms of work-life balance 1, game developer and achievements 2, game developer and wealth 2, and then combined together total 11 scores. Yay! The next one, the next career, app developer in terms of experience 3, so equal to game developer, and then app developer joy in working with others 2. So you need to know already who are you working with if you want to be game developer or if you want to be an app developer. That is great. Work-life balance 1, so equal. Achievement 3. Maybe I'm guessing, I'm making a guess that app developer will have like shorter cycle that an app can like from start to finish. But for one game, it's going to take a longer time. So you can see achievement slower, right? And for wealth, app developer 2, and total 11. So it's tie, like equal. Now what are you going to do if you have like equals total score? It comes to what you care more about. So for each value, I believe that you don't feel like 5 things, you care about all 5 things equally, right? So you need to choose. For this example, if you can see it in Q&A, read together with me, and you can see that the difference between game developer and app developer is the joy in working with others. So joy in working with others comparing to achievement. What do you care more about? If you care more about tangible achievement that you can see within like 2 or 3 years, you might want to choose to be an app developer because you range achievement in 3. Very concurrent. But if you feel like people that you are going to spend 8 hours per day with, you might want to be a game developer because you enjoy working with people in like game developing company more than software house, for example. So you need to think more about which value that you feel more important than the others. So among top 5, you still need to think about which one is more important and which one is less important. Life is about choosing and it's about dilemma, right? You might want both, but you will not get both. So if you have to choose, really have to choose, then which one would you choose? But for others, with total scores not equal, then it's easy for you to choose, right? Generally, you will choose the one with highest score. So now let's combine your scores for people who haven't calculated. I'll give you more time so that you can calculate the total score of each career, and then please choose one career, just one career that you think most congruent to your core values. And then we will start planning the steps to get you into that career. We'll start creating the map. Now we will have the destination for our Google map already. So we will create the path where like do you have to turn left, turn right, or go straight to your destination? So you better pick just one destination first. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please pick your only one career that you want to pursue. Oops. Hi, time's up. Okay, I've got some answers here. Thank you for letting me feeling like I'm not alone here. So the first one, artificial intelligence, talking about values, like new challenge. AI related careers got 3, problem solving 2, me time 1, new knowledge 3, office atmosphere 3, and total 12. So I am assuming that you have already chosen this career, right? 12 is the highest score, and you have some information about this career as well already. That's great. And the second answer is, I think I'll go for game developer, since being comfortable in working with the people in company is much more important to me over achievement. That's great too. Yeah, you need to know what is more important for you, right? So in this case, I would second that, because you need to work with people. For actually, on average, one person spend 80,000 hours in their work. So if you don't enjoy doing your work, then you're going to suffer. It doesn't mean that you will need to stick with one company or one position for all of your life, but it's better for you to consider your surroundings, that is concerning with people you mingle with, you talk to in your work surrounding as well when you consider a job, because resigning because of boss and colleagues is the #1 reason why people quit their job. Thank you for your answer. And everyone has already got your destination. So congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who stick with us and has already done some exercise. So you have already got some clues about your target careers in the future. Now we are reaching the last milestone, which is the first milestone. Now we are going to make a career plan together. And we are going to create a map to take you to your destination target career, maybe as game developer, maybe as app developer, or artificial intelligence engineer. So let's get excited, and we are going to get to know your career better. Now, there must be some concerns about your careers. There must be something might be in the values or outside the values. It might be like some working conditions. It might be some like traveling schedule or other concerns that you are not sure about in each career. Please list them here. To make a decision, what do I need to know about this career? And think about the source of information that is possible. So the source of information can be like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, or your sister's friends or your father's friends. Be as specific as possible. So I do not think that Google is the best source of information. I mean, you can Google things, but it would be best if you know, like for example, specific YouTube channel to search for information about being a data scientist, like Joma Tech for data scientists. And I'll just share with you, like for example, if it's like general data scientist, you might want to know the skills required to perform well, right? In order to know skills, you can read from job description that is posted on job posting sites, right? They have already shown you an explicit answer for this, like you need these and that programming language. You need to be able to communicate well in English or in Chinese or in any language that they communicate. And will I have business trip abroad? You can also see from job description as well. You can make a guess. Right now, it might be a little bit difficult to traveling abroad, but like in the normal time, you might be able to see other examples like YouTube channel like Kenji Python programmer, and you can ask from somebody's sisters, like Jane's sister. Jane might be your girlfriend or friends, and she could be able to answer career path of a data scientist as well. And if you are interested in the next step after being a data scientist, for example, you might want to be a product owner after being a data scientist. Is it possible, or is it easy for me to start my own startup after being a data scientist? You can ask somebody who is in the field right now. And what are day-to-day tasks of a data scientist? Aside from asking people, you can search from YouTube as well, because I try searching on YouTube, and a day in life is the keyword for day-to-day tasks for any careers. You will find a day in life of a data scientist. You'll find a day in life of a software developer, a day in life of a Michelin star chef. So YouTube is a good resource, but don't write YouTube down because that's a little bit too vague. You might want to write your search keywords as well. If you want to write this YouTube or Google, think about what you search as well to make it more specific and actionable. So, for example, you can find information about data scientists in this video, but I'm not going to show you here because we are running out of time. I'm going to show you quickly about how it tells. So this speaker has his own YouTube channel called Jomatic, like JOMA space and TECH, that you can follow. So he said that, so he's working at one of the famous tech companies. Sorry, I couldn't remember, but it's either Facebook or Google, those type of companies in Silicon Valley. And he said that most people think you need a PhD for data scientist, but he actually had only a bachelor degree. So he said you don't need a PhD, but you need an internship. So you need an internship in tech-related careers in order to get into data scientist job, and you need basic stats. Also, most people think that data scientists work solely on AI, but he said that data scientist has like 3 career paths. Like the first one is data science analytics, second one is data engineer, and third one is data science core. So those people who have a PhD and work solely on AI are data science core. So if you want to be data engineers, you will work a lot on cleaning data, making sense of data in order to help other data scientists generate the model, prediction model. And he also said that putting a bunch of data in a black box model will not generate the best result, because sometimes you need to understand data as well. He gave an example of looking at the minutes that people watch YouTube in the world. If you compare just number of minutes that you stay on YouTube, Thailand and Vietnam will be like number 1 and number 2, but actually people are not watching. spend time buffering the videos. So it might be the signal problem or something like that. Therefore, it might not make sense to make a business decision based on just putting a bunch of data into black box without understanding the real data. And the better you are at statistics, the better scientist you'll be. That is not true either, because he said that the meaningful tasks will come from setting the right questions, asking the right questions. So you need to know business requirements, and then you need to come up with the answer. You might need just linear regression to answer if it serves the purpose. You don't need complicated model. And that's the myth of data scientists according to Jomatek. So you can follow him. And I would like Bob to share her own steps to being data scientist. Pat. Sorry, Pat.
So is it the next slide or is it this one?
Is it this one? This one? Yeah.
Yes, so for me to become a data scientist, in my opinion, I think the first step would be to learn basic knowledge and skills, like for example, Python programming, statistics, database, and machine learning, deep learning. And the source of the knowledge can be boot camp or online classes such as DataCamp, Udacity, Coursera, edX, and MOOCs. Then after you learn the basic knowledge and skills, you can gain experience with projects through hackathon or Kaggle competitions. So I would suggest you first pick a topic that you are passionate or curious about. Then you got to do the work. So the work have many steps. So you can explore the data, clean it and grab it, look at the outliers, check the distributions, or you can look for correlation or missing data, try various clustering and classification algorithm and learn why they work or didn't on your data. Then you try various NLP libraries on your unstructured text data. You can come up with new questions and see if things make sense. You can get help and feedback online. And if you do the work and you does not feel fun or you does not like it, you might probably have to reconsider being the career that you choose. And then the last thing is to communicate. So you have to write up your finding in a simple language with clean and compelling visualization that people are that easy to understand for general people, normal people, and also HR. So you can have clean, interesting demo or video online, for example, in GitHub or something, so that if people interested in you or your work, they can look it up easily.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. It's very detailed steps. So you guys can see the screen as well. And I think because we are running out of time, I encourage you to go back and finish your own steps to your target career later. Yeah, and probably plan your career map as well, like going forward in the future. In 5 years, what do you see yourself doing? And working backwards to now, what do you think you should be doing in order to prepare for that 5 years term, 5-year goal of yours? And that's all 4 milestones. So today we have already covered self-discovery, that is your skills and interests. And then we cover the career exploration, that is combining your skills and interests to become your possibilities, like possible careers. And then we make decisions together based on core values. And we have already talked about the career plan, that you can go back and think about it, plan the steps. And I have already typed like Domatic in the Q&A if you want to follow in order to think about the data scientist careers. And if you haven't taken career assessment, you feel free to do it later. You can, this is actually like on your handout that you already download as well. So put your promo code SHOPICV so you will get the free career assessment from CareerVisa about like 5 shades of your life comparing to data of professionals in 40 careers. And last but not least, your feedback matters. So this is for Shopee. Please complete your feedback about this training session, career design for tech careers from CareerVisa, so that we know that what are we doing well, what you like, what you don't like, how we can improve, and whether we should be giving the online training for the next Shopee Code League or not. So thank you so much for attending the session, and hope to see you guys again, and hope that you guys can get start with your target career and keep exploring. Just don't stop at the first opportunity that you got. Explore and make it like the learning journey. So you might not have just one right career in your lifetime. You can change the career as long as you understand what is important for you. Yeah, don't forget personal core values or work values once you choose a job. And don't be discouraged if you don't have the skills that you need right now. You can learn, you can develop the skills if you have motivation, if you have passion for it. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much.